This is the most disgusting room I have ever been in my life. That's what Miss Cox said when I interviewed her. Now, you might be thinking that she's talking about a jail or a prison, but no. She's talking about a mental health institution called Three Rivers Behavioral Health. And that is what my presentation is on today. Standards within a mental health institution, specifically looking at Three Rivers Behavioral Health. My name is Harley Rozier, and this is my Speech 140 final speech. The main problem that I want to identify today is the conditions inside Three Rivers Behavioral Health. It is not safe for our youth that are currently attending this institution. Some conditions that I want to highlight today are the sanitary concerns, food, hygiene products, workers' harm, and outside time. So I want to first start by looking at sanitary concerns. Observations that were made to me about the facility during the duration of Miss Cox's stay were nobody ever cleaned the facility. There were roaches in her room. It was pretty nasty in there. Food all over the ground. Roaches in the bathroom and the bedrooms. The shower had clumps of hair all over it. The bathroom was gross. The trash was never taken out. There was liquid on the floor. They had to wear socks, and these socks were soaked by the liquid on the floor. The next aspect I want to talk about is food. All the food was soggy from having to sit in hot water. The food was noted as being disgusting. This food was similar to something you would receive in jail. The workers would deny them food if another patient acted incorrect. Another concern I want to talk about is the hygiene product situation. There was not an adequate amount of feminine hygiene products given to feminine patients that were on their menstrual cycle. Now, something that I noted from the Boston College Law Review from a piece they published in 2020 was the First Step Act of 2018. This is the requirement of adequate amount of feminine hygiene products for those incarcerated in federal prisons. This shows a good start at the federal level as to what is being done about this issue. Workers' harm is another condition that did occur while inside this facility. Workers were mentally and physically abusive towards the patients. The workers were very aggressive towards the patients. The workers would put their hands on the patients multiple times. The patients would be dragged from different rooms by their arms. They were mentally abusive as well. Miss Cox noted that they just keep telling me, shut up and go sit down. And I also noted with this is these are from the targeted news source in 2024. They published a piece during Mental Health Awareness Month. One of the key aspects they talked about was setting boundaries. This harm done by these workers are a direct violation of these boundaries that are set by these patients. The next aspect I want to talk about is outside time. They are only allowed 15 minutes a day, only if the workers are feeling like it. The patients had to beg to go outside. For the first 3 days of the patient's stay, they did not get to go outside at all. And I want to note that incarceration institutions give you an hour a day. Now I want to talk about how the law stands currently. This is according to the South Carolina Department of Health, which is the place that holds the license for Three Rivers Behavioral Health. Specifically, what I want to talk about today is the South Carolina Code Section 447260. All 5 of these problems that I have highlighted each are in violation of the codes that Three Rivers is supposed to be current with. First, I want to look at the aspect of neglect. There were services that were necessary to the health and safety of the residents that were in violation. Medical services did not occur that were supposed to occur. That's the hygiene products. That's where that comes into play. The green aspect is the sanitary concerns. The section highlighted in blue is the food. Outside, and then in the next section down here, you'll see physical abuse. In yellow, I have outside time highlighted. Unreasonable confinement, workers' harm, physical abuse, physical procedure, control behavior. All of these are aspects that prove that these individuals are in violation of this code. Now, what does this mean? What is the solution from here on out? Well, number one, it starts with identifying that Three Rivers Behavioral Health is in violation of 1 in 4 of this law or code they are legally supposed to be current with. So what does this mean? According to the South Carolina Department of Health, the license can be revoked from Three Rivers because they are in violation of these different aspects of the code. So what do I believe should be done because of it? I believe their license should be revoked immediately. This solves the problem of these violations being broke by the original cause. The solution would work because it requires no additional change to the law. All it requires is a stricter enforcement of the laws currently standing. These obstacles that could occur from this is lack of beds for these mental health patients. But as Three Rivers stands currently, patients do not need to be attending this mental health institution. Now I want to leave you with a few final thoughts for today. Three Rivers Behavioral Therapy needs their license revoked. This business is in violation of the codes that they are legally held to. The conditions that cause these violations are sanitary concerns, outside time, food, hygiene products, workers' harm to the patients. I chose this subject for intellectual reasons, but more importantly, because the topic is my day in and day out. That was said by the author that wrote Rural America in 2018. That stands with me because every single individual goes through something mentally. Those that are strong enough and need the resource of a mental health institution deserve to have the utmost care while inside these institutions. What we're currently seeing is that this care is being violated. They are not being up, these institutions are not up to code, and something must be done about it. The works that I have cited are also on the right side of the page.